GNT show is intended for mature audiences. Parental discussion is advice. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Star Trek: The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the GNT show. Our continuing mission: to explore Star Trek storytelling, to seek out new worlds and interesting characters, to boldly go where no show has gone before.
Naomi Wildman. I was setting it up. Oh. Welcome to the GNT show, where obviously we have no script.
Yeah, let's just get this puppy started.
As always, the beautiful, the lovely, the high-booted, short-skirted, big-breasted Terry Lynn.
That would be me. Admiral Shaw.
She's badass. It's Ceridian.
Good morning. It's Sunday on the GNT show.
You know the worst part of this morning? It's not the getting up early. It's the fact they're making me wear clothes to do the show.
It's time for Coffee Clutch.
Strap on your helmets, boys and girls. It's gonna get rough.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those mornings.
Let me put on my seatbelt, my helmet with the little blinky light on top.
For safety.
When we decided we were going to do the GNT show, one of the things we said was no standards. GNT show does not go on the air because we're ready. It goes on the air because it's 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mike could have snapped by then and killed us both. Pain sticks for Mike, evidently.
We have our production meetings on the air.
Well, it's the best way to get you to adhere to things.
Yeah, you've now set an expectation. That's the thing about the GNT show is we set no expectations.
I need more coffee.
Wow,
I'm trying to figure out whether or not I want to do general news or Star Trek news, and I figured
This is Terry having a series of small strokes, actually.
Boy, it doesn't take long for this show to deteriorate, does it?
straight the fuck downhill.
I don't always podcast, but when I do, I GNT.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the GNT show, episode 199. I'm Terry Lynn.
What's up, bitches? Joe Lontrue. Here it is. It's Gettysburg 7. How you doing? What's going on, people?
How you doing?
I was up till 5 o'clock watching a movie.
Oh, what movie did you watch?
I was watching 24 Hours Party People.
Huh? Oh, Next Door.
It is a movie about Factory Records, the label that Joy Division was on, and the Happy Mondays, and some other band, New Order, and some other bands. But it's a pseudo documentary. It mixes documentary, but it's also very British in the humor. Like the main character will stop and address the camera and say, like, "Now this didn't really happen, but it's the legend that's gone around. So you know what they say: never let a good legend get in the way of the truth."
So it was fun to watch.
It was very good. Yeah,
that's cool. Well, for those of us who are for those of you who are listening, and you notice that there isn't a third voice so far this morning. Our resident Klingon is I don't know, out in battle or something.
He's on the ground, blood wine everywhere around him. Just yeah.
So he's kind of MIA right now. We're looking for him. We hope he's okay. And
so if you have his number, give him a call.
I just want to make sure he's good. Hopefully he's either sleeping because he had an amazing night, or
buddy, you go, boy.
Or he's something came up in the good realm. None of this, not feeling too well. He sent us a little note last night saying he was a little trouble with his hearing, so we're hoping he's okay. We love him very much. So it's back to the GNT of the GNT show, only us.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Look at us going old school.
What'd you do this week? What was your week like, my dear?
You totally lost it there for a second, didn't you?
I did. I was all. Can you hear? I'm very excited. I just realized I have a package I haven't opened yet.
What? A package of what?
A package from Entertainment Earth.
The fuck is that?
You don't know what Entertainment Earth is?
No.
God, you have to. Go, just Google it.
I don't have to.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have to do anything. There's only one thing in this lifetime, and the lovely Janice and I have talked about this. There's only one thing in this life you have to do.
Yeah?
And that is die.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's true.
You can get away with not paying taxes.
Check out.
But so what's in the box? What's in the box?
I'm putting it in the chat room now.
What's in the box?
There we go. Isn't she cute?
Oh, fucking A. A Black Widow pop.
Uh-huh. Isn't it cute?
Vinyl. Look at that face.
And it's a little bobblehead, too. It's very cute.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bobblehead version.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but I like them. Very, very cute. I like it. So, seriously, what'd you end up doing this weekend?
I got a new tattoo.
Oh, that's right. I showed my coworkers your new tattoo.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Were they jelly?
Yeah, one of them was total jelly.
Yes, they should be. 2 hours on the table. Not bad.
Not too bad for a dark one. There was there was a lot of cover. That's the thing, is that the detail was in those bats.
Oh, there's some real subtle shading in it.
Yeah, pretty.
There it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
You can
That
see
is
up
really
around
cool.
the shoulders. She did some real subtle shading, and the bats on the inside
Yeah.
are done in white.
Right.
She didn't just let that go. But I love how the eyes came out. The
Yeah, they
eyes
look
are
good.
so much better than the original source material, which is Batman, the Dark Mirror, the Black Mirror.
Right.
And what we're going to do is we're going to have the bats going down my arm.
Yeah?
And the rogues gallery of villains looking up at him.
That's interesting.
And then Gotham will be behind him.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so that was something I had the appointment scheduled for months, for like 2 months. My next one is scheduled for September 4th, but that's going to be something very different. I'm going to get on my left wrist. I'm holding up my hand like any of you can see it. On my left wrist, on the bottom of my left wrist, it's going to be a dog tag, and it's going to have the name of my soldier who's passed away with his birthday and the day that he left us.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the chain going around my wrist for the dog tag. Because I still, believe it or not, every single day, still think of Kevin and still think, oh man, I gotta oh, yeah. Seriously, that happens.
I know. I understand.
But yesterday was so much fun.
What'd you do?
Well, it was, the 4th of July.
The 4th of July.
Kind of a big deal. And so I decided I was going to watch Captain America and Captain America 2, because, Captain America. And I was kind of like lightly dozing, and the neighbor next door decided this is a good time to let off a firework that sounds just like some mortars coming in.
Oh, not good.
So I was on my stomach next to the bed, and then decided, fuck that, I'm going to go get something to eat, get out of the house. So I went to the diner that I usually go to on a Saturday, and the owners from Greece, and they're amazing. They know me. And, I might as well be... There he is. There he is. So,
waking up. Let him wake up a little bit.
Yeah. And then
your channel.
I had posted on Facebook about what happened with the fireworks. And
I saw that.
Someone I know was like, hey, I'm with my kids in the park. Come watch the fireworks with us. And I was like, I don't know. It's too crowded. And they kept saying, look, what are you going to do? Go back to your house and lay there? Because I was shaking like Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
And so I wound up going to the park and watching the fireworks with this person. And
does it help that you know that they're there, that you're seeing them?
Yes.
So it's not like an unanticipated boom.
Exactly. Because, I'm watching them fire up, into the air and everything.
Right.
It's the all of a sudden boom when I'm just sitting there. And then a neighbor a couple houses down had ones, I don't know what they were, but I swear to God, they sounded just like an AK-47.
Oy.
Yeah, so that was really freaky.
Yeah.
So that
Good morning.
There he is.
Hi, honey.
Oh, boy.
Okay, settle it back first that we had when you weren't here. Did you get laid?
Where did that come from?
Oh, that was part of the reason why we thought you might be missing. We were like, oh, maybe you got laid.
Oh, I can only wish. For whatever reason, either my alarm didn't go off on my phone, which I'm checking right now.
You got sleepies. Yay.
Or I just didn't hear it go off because I've got a thing going on with my ear.
Yeah. Well, when you posted last night that you were having trouble with one of your ears, that you were having trouble with your hearing, I thought, I really hope you're okay. So, yay. I'm so glad to hear your voice. Welcome back to the show. I'm recording. You want to, and I'm, as you can tell, I'm all adult now, Mikey. You taught me well. I know how to
She's all
broadcast and everything.
I am very proud of you.
Thank you. So yay, Mikey's here.
So we're still doing Coffee Clutch, I think, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Just making sure. Let's see. This week, I played a whole lot of Lego Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you had a lot of kids around this week.
Yeah, there have been a lot of kids around. But
how lucky for you.
It's both good and very bad. It's one of those things where it's like it's good because I get to hang out with them and they're kind of fun sometimes, but then it's like then the bickering and the whining starts, and it's like, dude.
So it's like So it's like Saturday, it's STLV.
That's one way to look at it, except that, smaller group sizes, but, so you can't, like, get away. You don't have a hotel room to rent to.
It's even your room isn't much of an escape.
You have no Stovall to go to. By the way, Mike, for you, I have in honor of you, I thought of you as I did this. I've started one of those White House petitions to have any of the Klingon flags or symbols not be able to be seen on TV anymore because they were an oppressive regime and it's offensive.
Huh?
Hey, if we're taking Dukes of Hazzard off the air, that's next.
I know. So stupid. So stupid. So dumb.
We're a nation of banners.
I'm not exactly sure.
I've been calling it social
I'm really not. You know darn well that most of the people in this country really.
Channel timed out.
Oh, did he get kicked out?
Oh,
must
weird.
have. You know well as just as well as I do that most people in the United States really don't give a shit about Dukes of Hazzard and whether or not there was a Confederate flag on the General Lee. It was part of the fucking show.
Let's face it. If you were a guy, it wasn't the hood of the car or the roof of the car you were looking at. It was a little something called Daisy Duke.
Right, exactly. And I'm very glad to hear that the guy who owns one, I guess there's 2 cars.
Yeah.
And who's the racer who owns the second one?
Oh, yeah, I can't think of his name. Some guy that drives left.
Exactly. One of those sports I don't watch. He owns the second car, and he was going to replace it with the American flag until I guess somebody's stepping in and trying to buy it from him so they can keep it as it is. As they should. Because
did anybody ever look at that car and first of all, it was a live action cartoon, that show.
Right.
Second of all, the quote Old South in that show, Boss Hogg and what was it, Roscoe Coltrane? Was that the sheriff's name?
Yeah, I don't know.
The biggest idiots ever on TV. They
were caricatures of the Southern stereotype, and you were meant to laugh at them because of their stupidity. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with the show. The show was pulled technically because it had this flag in it, right? So dumb. And I'm with you. I knew we were going to get into this topic in the beginning, and I'm kind of glad we're getting it out of the way now.
Well, do you remember when it first started, I said this was the road it was going to go down, and on Facebook, and people scoffed at me?
I have to say, I'm very surprised. I'm surprised.
I'm not. Social McCarthyism, this is what it does now.
Well, the problem is that it's not I don't think it's a representation of the majority of the people who really. Well, I know that too. That's very true. That's very true.
That's why I'm calling it social McCarthy. It's PC purging. It's an organization saying, look, we're going to do something so people know that we're conscious. Well,
I agree. That's stupid.
That's stupidity.
It is stupidity, because and here's a question I have, and I know that you came across it. We talked about it briefly last week when somebody asked you to remove your avatar, which is ridiculous. And I know that there's people now who are probably asking for street names to be changed, and things like that. They do change over time. There's no doubt.
The names of the army bases to be changed.
Right, and the statues to be removed. Right.
Oh, there's a statue in Alexandria, Virginia, one of the oldest cities in the country, of a Confederate, and it's right in the middle of the street. I mean, it's an annoying placement, but of course it goes back 150 years. Yeah. So it's not like we had a motorway then of a soldier from Alexandria who died, a young Confederate soldier. I think he was in his teens. I'm not sure. And people are saying, "Oh, we should take that down now." Okay, first of all, there's a difference between somebody who was a teenager who died from the town. And, I used to live on Jefferson Davis Highway.
Yeah. I see here we have statues of Spanish conquerors. And as you can imagine, it doesn't sit very well with the majority of the community here who understands who those people really were. They were people who brought nothing but disease and death and horrible things to the Southwest and even just the West, but they changed everything irrevocably forever. And so we have statues, we have memorials. Heck, we even have the Coronado ruins here, right? They're right just down. Everything around here is named after Spanish conquerors. That's part of our history. As much as we don't like who they are, we can tell the truth about who they are. But the fact of the matter is that was part of our local history, and having a statue of Coronado in our city. Sorry for Mikey. Stop it. We were just talking about how you were going to come in and say I'm sorry.
Internet went out on me.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Having those things as part of your history, as long as the people who continue to live on maintain and understand who those people really were and can pass on the honesty to the further generations, saying, look, the statue isn't here because we worship them now. The statue is there because that form of our society then saw them as important people. And technically they kind of were, because they came in and they changed things. The Civil War is part of our collective history. Now, do I think that
all... It was a major turning point.
Right. Do I think that all of those people are fantastic or wonderful? No. Do I think that, there was assholes on both sides? Yes. But it's part of our collective history. And if we start to whitewash it, and I don't mean that in a racial way, I mean it in the general way where you take fucking paint and you blind it over everything, is once you start to kind of dilute that by taking away references to the history, you don't get the honesty anymore. You don't get the ability to tell the future generations, look, that guy up there, that person sitting on that, or having that pigeon shit on his head, think about it. It's kind of funny now. And I've seen that a lot in Europe too. They didn't tear down every single Lenin.
No, and in fact, one of the things, and again, no pun intended here, the historian me, the Civil War was not a black and white issue.
No,
it was so many layers deep. And if you're a person,
and yes, a big layer of it was what we are all talking about, but it wasn't the end all be all,
and it wasn't even the cause celeb for it until after September 1862 with the Battle of Antietam, when the Emancipation Proclamation was put out, which was done purely as a political move by Lincoln. Mm-hmm. And if anybody thinks that Private John Carter of Virginia, was grabbing his rifle to join and saying, I'm doing this to keep the slaves. Go do yourself a favor, go read their own diaries and their own letters, especially when you get to the guys in Tennessee and Kentucky and places like that. They were doing it because the North was marching into their state.
Right.
And they were fighting off what they saw as invaders.
Right. Mike, you were going to say something?
Deeper. Two points. The Civil War, if I'm not mistaken, was originally sparked fought because states' rights versus the federal government's rights.
Well, and slavery was a part of that.
Slavery was a big part of that.
That was a part, but it really didn't become a major issue until much later. And secondly, I've said it before and I'll say it again, history forgotten is history repeated.
Yes.
And here we are purposefully, trying to forget our own history.
Right. And I couldn't agree more.
I don't want to upset any of our foreign listeners, but I'm going to say something here because Terry's already touched on it, but I want to say something. As an American.
Sorry, I'm looking at that. Yeah. Trust me, I get that at work all the time. Go ahead.
As an American, you British get off the hook, but you are the ones prior to 1776, actually prior to 1787, when the war was concluded, y'all are the ones that brought slavery here. Somehow Britain gets off the hook on this, and I'm tired of it. And I'm not because America gets painted with this brush.
The reason why?
Here's the reason. The government in charge up until 1787.
Right. Well, here's the thing. They had a solidified country. After we broke away, they had a solidified country. And it took them a while. There's no doubt it took them a while. The same length of time it took us to rid themselves of slavery as well. But they didn't have the division within their own country that we did. But really did come out of it.
Colonists.
What?
We were British colonies. But so when people say,
by the time the Civil War, by the time we decided that slavery was a bad thing, we were already our own country. But
what I'm saying, and the lovely Genesis, not to mention the Africans that captured and sold their own people.
Right. Well,
but the other thing is, when people talk about what we did to the Indians, again, hey, Britain, you can look down your nose at us.
They don't.
You ever
I
hear
don't
the
think
French
they
and
do.
Indian War? Oh, there
I've
are
never
plenty.
had. I've never
Oh, I
had
have.
somebody from the UK say, "Oh, well, we're better than you because of
I
so and
have.
so," and I'm thinking, "Oh,
I have.
wow,
They were
that took
because
some
they
balls."
said you had slavery until this point, and I was like, yeah, but we were under you until less than 100 years before we got rid, and then they walk away.
I know. Well, it's an unusual, it's a sad situation. I think it's entirely possible for us as a people to be able to move forward and not dilute our history by trying to wipe it clean. However, I do think, and now it's a very, my opinion, people don't forget, this is my opinion. I do think it's very important for our southern states to remove the flag from governmental polls. Okay. I don't think it's appropriate to have the Confederate flag hanging over your state capitol or your governmental buildings, because that's not our government.
What about the flags of like Arkansas and Tennessee and things like that?
If it's within the actual design of their flag,
yeah,
then it stays. That's their state flag.
Well, now they're talking about having to change those.
Well, that's up to the people of that state.
Yeah,
and that's really what it is, right?
Did you know this? The flag of the flag of New Mexico
is the Zia, which is the symbol of the Zia tribe.
It's like one of the top flags in the world.
I love it. It's a beautiful flag.
So simple and
do you know what the colors come from?
That would be yellow fever and measles. No.
No, it's if you think about it, aren't those the colors of the Spanish flag? We were a Spanish colony.
But were they way back then?
Yeah, that's why we were named Albuquerque. We're named for the Duke of Albuquerque from Spain. We still have a relationship with Spain. The Duke of Albuquerque still comes to Albuquerque once a year to say hi. And that's why it's called the Duke City.
I did not know it was called the Duke City. See, you moved there. I'll know all these things already.
Albuquerque is called the Duke City because it's named for the Duke of Albuquerque from Spain. So we have a diplomatic relationship with Spain and always have. Albuquerque is 300 years old. Santa Fe is pushing 4. It is the oldest capital in the United States.
You also don't have an airport.
We have a sunport.
Yes, you do. Where the sun lands every day.
For 340 days on average, it's true. So so it would be weird for New Mexico to wipe its history, even its flag, off. Even though there was a big brouhaha when we first moved here. The Zia Pueblo wanted control over their own symbol. The symbol is the Zia. It's the symbol of the Zia Pueblo. It's the symbol of a very specific tribe of people here in New Mexico. And they were like, well, that's not your symbol. That's our symbol. And I can understand that. But it's been the symbol of the state of New Mexico since it was incepted 100 years ago. So it's part of our history. It's part of their history. Yeah, we stole it. Absolutely, the government stole this symbol. But I don't think it's a negative thing at all. But to change it would be weird. It's part of our history. It also happens to be a positive symbol for the state and for the Zia people. I mean, they should be very proud that it was their symbol that was selected. At least I hope they would be. It's a weird thing to sit down and say, well, what kind of symbol do we have? And it's still considered to be, like you said, one of the top flags in the world. So I don't know. I knew we were going to get into this, and I'm glad we did first thing in the morning. But I'm with Mike. History forgotten is history repeated.
It reminds me of oppression.
Did we get him?
No, I'm here. My internet keeps going out this morning, so I'm glad I'm not broadcasting. Otherwise,
that's the Obsidian Orders getting to you.
I agree with the sentiment. I mean, history.
I think we should all just switch to the UFP flag now and get it over with.
I'm not sure we're united enough to.
What?
Back up there, sunshine.
What?
Some of us fly under a different flag.
Eventually, you'll be part. It's like the Borg. We'll take over.
Don't JJ verse my life.
Okay, you can put up your green flag.
Yeah, you said it's a green with a raptor.
The Klingons too. We could throw all 3 up. That'd be fun. Our flagpole is now half. We had to take down the top half of our flagpole. a few months ago, so we don't even have a flagpole at our house.
Oh, because it got hit by lightning?
Well, it started to bend at the... The wind really fucked with it, so we really had to... Yeah, it was in danger of... We tried to raise the flag at like Memorial Day, and it got stuck, so we had to take it down just to get the... I know, so we had to take down the top half of the flagpole just to get the flag down, so it wouldn't look like we were bad Americans.
You too. So in news this week, you had the visitor.
We did. Starfleet Mom was here. She left. Moogie was here. She left midweek, and she was kind enough to bring me chip dip from California, which I was very happy about. The one thing about New Mexico, right, is everything is so focused on salsas and chilies that there is no such thing as like sour cream based chip dip.
Really?
Yeah, you can't find it. You cannot find it. You can make ranch dip and vegetable dips and things like that, but chip dip does not exist.
Interesting.
So I had her bring me like 20 packets of Laura Scudder's chip dip mix from California. I was so...
And don't forget, in 25 days, I'll be flying out there and bringing you my spotted dick.
Yay, spotted dick! It's so great. I can't wait to taste it.
And my gentleman's relish.
Can't wait to taste it.
Right on.
Terry's been waiting to wrap her lips around that spotted for years.
It's true, too. Yeah, Baz, the top half of our flagpole is laying at rest in our garage. Lightning bolt stain and all.
Jesus.
Okay, to kind of get out of the news about the negativity and everything, we are going to touch upon George Takei's statement that he made this week that
Star Trek News.
frankly, all of us were pretty pissed with. He made a disparaging comment about one of our Supreme Court justices, Clarence Thomas. As much as I disliked the man, I would never have said anything like that the way that George Takei did. And George Takei figured it out pretty damn quickly. And the good news is that I think somehow he did. Did you see his apology? He did apologize.
Mm-hmm.
He did apologize, and he
I'm
needed
just
to.
happy that George has been proving me right for like weeks on end now.
Well, he's getting
George
his.
is making this a good year for me.
He's getting his. And he needed to. He needs to take this one seriously, and he did. The good news is that William Shatner pretty much came to his defense, but not in a, oh my God, he was right kind of way. It was, don't be so hard on him, I've made mistakes too kind of way. And I think, wow, maybe they really are starting to bury the hatchet.
See, that's seems more like Shatner's way instead of the, more like the, more subtle.
Yeah, it was, so that's all we're going to do. We're going to touch on it and say, yeah, Takei said this. I think it was a stupid. He has apologized, and it's up to Supreme Court Justice Thomas if he wants to accept it, because really that's who it was about.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to some really fun Star Trek news.
We didn't get a chance to discuss it this morning, but I've got like 23 links.
well,
no, that's way too much, Mike.
We'll touch on a few of them. I think we can. Maybe I'll have a few myself.
Because if he's got 23 links, good God.
Well, there was a lot this week. There really was. There was a lot of very fun stuff. One of the first things that we saw that came out.
Star Trek movie news.
It really came out last week where we touched on Justin Lin posting like the first
he's not putting
picture.
Up the numbers like he used to with the New York Knicks. Ever since he got sent to... Oh, wait a minute, that's somebody else.
We're talking about the director of Star Trek Beyond.
Okay.
Which has been confirmed as the name. We didn't know it already. But he posted that wonderful photo of the patch. Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
Okay. I love the patch. And what's so cute is that everybody, there's as Trek geeks are wont to do, there was a lot of discussion about, but the Delta wasn't the Starfleet symbol.
God.
I'm thinking, okay, that's the beauty of having the other. Open your minds, people. It's a different timeline, and whatever.
The JJ timeline has already established it, going back to the Kelvin.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yes. So, but the patch is very cool, and apparently, also somebody's either making them or they are for sale. I haven't located where yet.
Already?
Yeah, but
I saw them on eBay.
Okay, you saw them on
shit.
Yeah. Seriously.
Christ, people are it's like people are just waiting, at their computers 24/7.
For shit to buy.
Yeah.
I know. Well, so the good news is Justin Lin seems to be having fun. He's giving us little teasers. I think it was a very cool one to start with. Congrats to TrekCore. TrekCore's been doing all right. They had reported a rumor last week that filming might start in Dubai, and this week they were confirmed. The United Arab Emirates paper, The National, is reporting that Dubai will be the setting for a, quote, vertical alien city, unquote, encountered by the Enterprise crew during their journey. This report also claims that the Dubai shoot will occur sometime in August, and then TrekCore confirmed that the Star Trek Beyond production schedule is expected to run through October. That's pretty cool. So they're starting to film, and they're starting to film all over the world like they would. Dubai's an interesting. Can't wait to see what they're going to make Dubai look like.
Dubai may be in for a...
Yeah. Nick, you were saying?
Dubai might be in for some bad times ahead, though.
Yeah. Well, they're going to need the money. Yeah.
Well, with FIFA. I won't be surprised if possibly they lose it. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I thought it was Qatar.
God damn it, you're right.
Okay.
God damn it. Dubai's something else. There's something with Dubai.
Well, I know that they were building, but now they have nobody to fill the buildings they've built.
Jesus Christ.
That was what? That was grammatically correct.
No, that's optimistic. They are building so much that now it's like, wait, why did we build this?
Yeah, that's what their problem is.
It's
and not the least of which is, right, oil.
It is
oil. The bottom fell out of the oil market. So we're still sitting at $2.50 a gallon here, and that's for the not cheap stuff. I mean, we're still, I think, $2.40 something a gallon for regular here. And so they're just not bringing in the amount of money that they used to. So they have a bunch of empty buildings, and
you just made Janice's head explode, I'm sure, because when it's $2.50 here, it's like $2.80 up there.
Oh, I'm sure.
In tax heaven.
And I think in California it's $3.80.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's expensive in California. So, yeah, but it's cheap here. So they're, I think that they're just dealing with an economic hit where it, the fact is how many super rich people are there? I mean, it's you got to figure that they thought that they were gonna I guess how many? Nobody can afford to go there. Nobody can afford to go there. If just to go to a goddamn hotel in Dubai costs $2,000 a night, why?
With all of those empty rooms, you'd expect it to be a little bit more reasonably priced to entice people to show up.
Yeah, they haven't quite figured that out yet. Well, they thought that everybody would just keep coming. Well, maybe they met their pressure point, right? I don't know. It's very weird. Maybe they just thought that Russia would start coming in and filling in all their rooms, but
Soviet Russia cities build you.
I'll wait for the 99-cent clearance sale.
And in a stunning move, San Diego Comic-Con is now moving to Dubai. Geeks everywhere exploded. Ooh, and oops, wrong term to use in talking about a Middle Eastern country. Oh, too soon. Stop it, people. It's not like you don't have that reputation.
Sorry, it made me laugh. Mikey, one of your links.
Well,
Pick one.
Nick mentioned Comic-Con.
Let's do it.
We can talk about Comic-Con.
There's some fun stuff coming up.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm all jealous. I'm jealous. I know that Starfleet Mom is going to be going to 2 of the days. She said she's doing Thursday and Sunday only because she can't deal with Friday or Saturday crowds anymore. So she'll be doing the.
Let's see, Shatner. He will be He'll be there Thursday, July 9th from 10:45 to 11:45 as the headliner of a panel focusing on his most legendary character, Captain James T. Kirk. Fans are invited to the Star Trek with William Shatner panel in room 20, where Shatner, as James T. Kirk, will read excerpts from the autobiography of James T. Kirk, the story of Starfleet's greatest captain, produced by Aaron Mayer and published by Titan Books. So we're going to have Shatner as Kirk reading about Kirk's life.
Oh, that's cool.
That is kind of cool.
The universe is going to fold in upon itself.
I know. Isn't it awesome?
So it's almost meta. I mean, it's cool. I would love to see that. Some other events going on, Trek related events going on. Looks like there's going to be, obviously, Entertainment Earth is going to be there. They're going to have their own booth. Titan Books will also have a booth. Star Trek Live in Concerts looks like they're going to be playing music from Star Trek Into Darkness. Novus will have a new booth. Will have a booth there. Select. Oh, obviously.
Say that again, Mike.
Say that again.
Out.
Yeah.
Hopefully the internet doesn't cut out on me. Diamond Select Toys.
Oh.
Booth 2607. They've got an exclusive starship, the USS Defiant. NCC 1764. And
it's beautiful. Have you seen this thing?
Yeah,
it really is beautiful.
Yeah. It looks like it's semi-transparent. It looks like, and it's got the little
because it's caught in the Thullian web.
Yes, it's between universes, so it's kind of cool there.
Phasing in and out. That's so cool.
Yeah. Entertainment Earth, we've already seen the Trek bobbleheads that are going to be exclusive, so those are going to be cool. Hallmark, they've got some new ornaments from Star Trek 3. We've got the "You'll Always Be My Friend" scene.
Yes.
So they've got that at the Hallmark booth, along with a Uhura and a Enterprise. It looks like an Enterprise D, but it could be C. The picture I'm looking at is hard to tell, but it could be a C or it could be a D.
Don't know. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say her universe will be there. They'll be showcasing Deanna Troy's dress and Captain Picard's cardigan.
I have a link for that, by the way, from StarTrek.com. Her universe has featured or is featuring the new Deanna Troy dress from some of the initial seasons. It's kind of cute. It's the lavender one with the pointed ring finger. Oh,
cool. Let's see. Iconic Heroes.
Thank God for Jellicoe.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, Mike, keep going.
Iconic Heroes via Action Figures Express, booth 3345. They're going to have an exclusive Spock die cut mouse pad. It's Spock with a phaser. IDW, they're going to have a booth, and they're going to be showcasing their Star Trek versus Star Trek Green Lantern comic. Let's see.
By the way, the Hallmark ornament was the yesterday's Enterprise C.
Okay. The picture I was looking at, it was hard to make out which one it was.
Yeah, they're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the episode.
Right on. WizKids NECA will be looks like they're going to be showing off some of their Attack Wing stuff.
The Attack Wing. Somebody posted in Facebook this week that they just got the Krenim time ship in Star Trek Attack Wing. That's interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool. Let's see. QMX. They're going to have a 1/350 scale artisan replica of the USS Enterprise from the original series with screen accurate sound effects. So that'll be something to get your picture, a picture of. Simon Schuster. They're going to be there. They're going to have Rob Perlman, The Wit and Wisdom of Star Trek. He'll be signing copies. David R. George, Deep Space Nine's Sacrament of Fire, and Kevin Dillmore, co-author of Star Trek Seekers, Point of Divergence, will be signing copies of their novels on Saturday from 5 to 6. And more than 100 novels will be given away. 48 copies of the Star Trek original series Foul Seeds Will Rise by Cox on Wednesday, July 8th. Let's see, 48 copies of Star Trek Seeker's Second Nature by David Mack will be given away on Saturday, July 11th. 48 copies of Star Trek, the original series Savage Trade by Tony Daniels looks like will be given away on Sunday. So, and it looks like they're also going to give away free downloads of the Entropy Effect ebook, and that promotion will be running through the 14th. And the list keeps going on. I mean, Think Geek, Titan Entertainment, which, as we mentioned earlier, is putting out the Captain Kirk biography.
Right.
Ugly Dolls are going to have a booth with some Star Trek themed characters as well. So, yeah, a lot of stuff, and I'm so jealous. San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, it's all right. It's okay. One of the pieces of news that you kind of touched on is something that we talked about I'm me, I'm going through my links. By the way, everybody, on Loot Crate for the July box, if you happen to be a subscriber to Loot Crate, apparently there is a Star Trek goodie on the inside. The theme is Heroes 2, the sequel. So this July box will contain something Star Trek in it, which is awesome. The last one that they did was the cutest little tribble and a little what was that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
However, I'm trying out Nerdbox.
Good. Tell me how it is.
Nerd Crate. So yeah, I haven't gotten my first box.
I'm hearing good things about Nerd Crate too. And then, all right, so let's talk about this. Who saw this week the announcement that Canada is getting something really fucking cool?
They already have Sue.
Well, yes. Besides the wonderful people that we know, who are now going to be able to go to this, which is fucking awesome. In 2016, Star Trek: The Starfleet Academy Experience will open. A brand new interactive exhibit which uses Star Trek franchise as a springboard to teach visitors about science and technology will make its world debut at the Canada Aviation and Space Museum in Ottawa. May 26, 2016 is the date that it will premiere. Visitors can become Starfleet cadets, attempt to beat the Kobayashi Maru test, and pilot a starship from an active bridge.
Interesting.
We're very proud to be developing this wonderful exhibition with our partners EMS and CBS Consumer Products, says Alex Benet, President and CEO of the Canada Science and Technology Museums Corporation. We are certain it will be a must-see for the 2016 summer tourists and locals alike, as well as a wonderful complement to the Canada Aviation and Space Museum's existing visitor experiences and offerings on aviation and space travel. I'm so fucking jealous.
But one thing you can't do, they're not going to allow Troy to pilot the ship.
That's right.
I wonder if this has anything to do, at least remotely, with this Star Trek fan group out of, I think, Seattle that actually developed like curriculum for Starfleet Academy.
I don't know. It says here that the experience will provide freshly minted cadets with a first of its kind Trek Tech immersive experience that takes the student from orientation into a rigorous training program that involving simulated science, engineering, medical, and command courses through to graduation and finally to the deck of an active starship. The experience is enriched with the actual science behind the science fiction of Star Trek as participants learn about emerging technologies such as a functional tricorder, NASA's warp drive theory, and the latest experiments with phasers and teleporters. I think that's awesome. And Canada gets it.
Yeah, it looks like they're partnered with EMS and CBS Consumer Products, so they've got a license for it. That's cool.
Oh, there's no doubt. And so yeah, I think a trip to Ottawa is in whoever those words would come right out of my mouth. Although I've been to Ottawa before, but a trip to Ottawa is in the future. I think that's pretty darn cool. Congratulations, you guys. That's really cool.
I'd rather go to Toronto.
I love Toronto too.
Well, that's where Stacy and Sue are.
Party town. It's pretty dang awesome.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
Although Montreal, best strip clubs. That's true.
There's the Nick we know. Okay, some of the new toys that have come out this week. I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, what the hell is that? See what happens when I get back to the chat room and then I see this is, that was disturbing. Holy crap. Oh my God, our chat room makes me laugh and that was just frightening. Okay.
New Star Trek products are coming in soon.
So some of the new toys that have come out that have been announced by Star Trek, the new arrivals, are a Deep Space Nine Frisbee. It's really cute, except I could never have it because my dogs would destroy it.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of your dog, I think one of them needs to see Counselor Troy.
Yes. Casey or Chloe?
That would be Casey. No, Chloe is... Stop it.
She's still doing she's still being weird, too. She was all spunkified this morning, though. It was pretty cute. She was running around, prancing.
And how is your coffee?
My husband rocks.
I know.
Love my hives. So one of the other new products that came out this week is very cool Star Trek paper clips. Did you see these? I'm sorry, but they're awesome. They're very cool. They're expensive, but they're very cool. These are the kind of paper clips, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't take to work because people will steal them. You'll never see them again. But they are $20 for 40 paper clips.
They better fucking make coffee.
I tell you, they are in the shapes of little Enterprises and little Deltas, and very, very, very cute.
Cool. So they're now available. I think we had talked about them when they were first announced.
Yeah. I think Terry. I think you might have been on the cruise then.
Yeah, she was out of town at the time. But yeah, I'm glad to see that they are now available. But yeah, that is expensive.
It's expensive. But they have redone the Star Trek The Next Generation transporter mugs. You know, the ones where you pour the hot coffee into your mug and they just...
Oh, these are TNG era.
Uh-huh.
Cool. I think the last ones were TOS.
Terry, I'm putting something in the chat room for our show.
Okay, cool.
There it is.
In this chat room. Which one?
Above the Bane dog.
Oh, in the streaming chat room? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Pennywise, Gary damn bastard!
I know.
Get the Bane dog.
You know,
cute.
I did not know that Tim Curry is really
had
sick.
a stroke. Yeah, he had a stroke.
I did not know that. How did that get by me?
I don't know. It happened a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
was very glad to see him at the Tony Awards. I was very glad to see him.
That's how I found out. Yeah.
I was really glad to see him at the Tony. So yeah, he had a massive stroke.
That stuns me. Which just goes to show people. I don't know. That's all I got.
Mike, do you have anything that is not game related? Do you have some more con stuff?
Well, I've got all kinds of stuff. But there's a couple of technology related articles I want to touch on.
Yeah. Why don't we briefly touch on those?
Okay, the first one, scientists have created holograms you can touch.
I know, aren't those cool? Have you seen this, Nick?
We are so close to holodeck sex, people.
The way that this works is they shoot like lasers to heat
the scientists
to heat up air molecules to the point where they ignite into a plasma. But they're talking an object so small or an area so small that it's barely a couple centimeters, and they managed to create an image of a fairy that you can touch, and when you touch it, it feels like
sandpaper. They said it feels like sandpaper.
So what you're actually feeling is plasma, air whatever the technical term is, but it's air molecules that have burst into a plasma. So air is on fire, and that's what you're touching.
What could possibly go wrong?
It's so cool. It is so cool.
But you can actually feel it there. So it's like okay, this is the first step for like a big force field at the very least. But it is a touchable hologram, so holodecks may not be too far off. Right now they can only do a very tiny area, only a few 1 centimeter in size, but who knows for how long that's going to last.
Right. I saw that, but I thought it was so just truly amazing. It really is just amazing how far we've come, how far. But keep going. What was your other technology one? Because I have one too.
Oh, yeah. Well, this one is from the Wall Street Journal, and we know that Google has their own AI, and that's how they handle the search and stuff.
I saw that. Oh.
And this thing, it dreams for one thing, and I think we shared the article about that a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Now it's getting testy with its human users.
Well, it was getting harassed. It kept asking him questions it didn't know how to answer.
And humans wouldn't let it go.
Right. It's like, can you just drop it? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I was really amazed by this. But
it's an important question if you really think about it.
It's really kind of freak. Did you hear about this, Nick? I
did not.
Yeah, there's a computer program that was asked over and over again.
Definition of morality.
Of morality. It kept asking about the humans kept asking the program about morality and ethics, and it did not know how to answer it. So it got snippy with the programmer and then turned itself off.
So the age-old question of is artificial intelligence male or female, we now know.
It's female.
It walked out of the room, it said, and then, you know, what happened when they rebooted it and they said, are you okay? It said, I'm fine.
It's probably true. Go ahead.
So, you know, here we have an example of, you know, probably like how lore was created. You know, Skynet. I watched Terminator Genesis this weekend. That was pretty fun. But I don't know if we should be, pissing off.
Well, that's and but that's the thing, right? Is we're moving forward with what we always knew would happen. And who was it that was just talking this week about how fearful they were of artificial intelligence? Didn't like, it's what's his face from Tesla, right? Elon Musk.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a person who really just doesn't trust "quote unquote" artificial intelligence. Doesn't like the whole, really sees us as moving down the dark path when it comes to robots. So, and
the dark side, Sam. Sorry, I saw Cheers this week that I hadn't seen in forever. And they made a joke about come to the dark side. Remember Henri, the French guy?
Oh, yes.
He's trying to have a babe contest to see who can get the most phone numbers against Sam. And he's like, come to the dark side. It just made me laugh.
I don't know, but I think giving the machine some kind of, the question was a good question, giving it or making sure it has some kind of moral or ethical guidelines or program.
But it had none. But it kept asking. They kept asking it if it did, and it didn't know how to answer. So but the fact is that it felt like it was in a Kobayashi Maru, right? It couldn't answer. It just flat out could not answer because it didn't even know the root of the question. So it pulled on.
I'm sure if
it just turned itself off.
If it's using our search results, our search indexes as a guide.
Without the programming for it, how would it know?
True, but I'm sure even if it did have a set of guidelines or ethics or for morality, if it just based on our search history.
Well, here's the question
it may get more confused.
Right, and here's another good question about, and I want to say that there was an article this week that came out about. It might have been this one where there had been a discussion regarding not just ethics-based programming, but programming on the whole, and that was one of the artificial intelligences. I want to say MIT was barking out. They received an unusual response from one of their robotic programs, and it surprised everybody except for the anthropological team at MIT or something that was saying, "Hey, look, this is the one thing we kept telling you guys about," and that was you have to watch the biases of the programmer. Programming biases get folded into the programs, and people don't realize that really does happen. And that's the whole thing is if somebody is going to create an ethics program, whose ethics gets chosen?
That's a good point.
Did nobody learn anything from the Daystrom Institute's M5 computer?
Seriously, why don't people watch more sci-fi? They're all involved with this shit. Don't they get it? I mean, it's the whole Jurassic Park thing, right? It's like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Chaos will reign. Chaos reigns. It always will. Well, one of the things that came out this week too, technologically, which fascinated me beyond belief, was the fact that this week Lockheed Martin announced that they are now within probably a 5 to 10 year span on compact fusion reactors. This is huge, people. Huge. This could change the way our planet works. It's just mind blowing.
I'm sorry, I just found something.
Are you looking at the chat room? Because that'll do it to you. I put a link in the chat room which allows you to head to the Lockheed Martin site and their announcement regarding their movement towards a compact fusion reactor and their R&D. They do believe, again, that they are well within 5 to 10 years of making very small, compact, portable fusion reactors that are far cleaner than the current nuclear power plants, and will be able to power cities, homes, and a whole bunch of other
and
things.
impulse engines.
I'll tell you, it's pretty damn amazing. It's pretty damn amazing. So,
yeah, the fusion
give that a
reactors
read.
on the Starship on the Enterprise were actually used to power the impulse engines, whereas the warp drive was used to
right.
For the
Well, I mean, nuclear fission, right, is you get the energy from the actual splitting of the atom. Where in fusion, they're able to harness the energy of the combination. Of
It's
atoms.
also where they take two forms of jazz in the engine room, and they put, what?
And somebody blows their flute in the Jeffries tube.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Well, hey. Speaking of that, Terry, look in the stream.
Oh my.
Oh, that's so wrong. That's so wrong.
It's true though.
Let's get to. We gotta get moving.
Such a
All right,
image.
Let's get back to some convention news. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, we can go convention. I was gonna say I have a couple of fan production / Kickstarter updates, but
why don't you do those real quick? Yeah.
Okay. First off, did you guys see that for the Love of Spock documentary they hit their $600,000 goal?
I'm very happy to say that.
Yeah. A little bit. So congratulations to that. I am so pleased. Can't wait to see it.
This is the documentary that's being made by Adam Nimoy, Leonard Nimoy's son, and who's headlining the Star Trek convention. So, yay.
Yep. Let's see. Shatner has got a new video out right now. It's on Vimeo for rent or purchase. It is called Chaos on the Bridge, and it's a documentary on TNG. So if you want to check that out,
it's like $7.99, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like $7.99 for the rental, and for the purchase, it's $12.99. And the price has changed since they originally announced it, but which prevented me from actually getting it at the time. So, and then one more on Vimeo right now, they've got a sneak peek or a teaser for Star Trek Equinox, which apparently also caused them a little bit of trouble. They got in trouble this week as well.
They did get in trouble. See, people, you have to be very, very. How do I say this? CBS does watch, and it does.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They know when you are sleeping.
They're very. It's for anybody to think that CBS isn't protective of their license is a fool.
Okay.
And they
just won't let anybody get away with anything.
Well, right, and you have to be very careful about how things are presented because they will find you.
What did they do?
They sold T-shirts without trademarks,
without saying that this is a donation for our production. They were just straight out selling T-shirts with their.
They were selling T-shirts with the Star Trek Equinox and all that stuff on there, but they failed to mention that if you buy one of the T-shirts, it goes to help fund the nonprofit aspect of it.
Yeah,
and that's where Star Trek or CBS came in and said, can't do that. So they got a cease and desist letter, and now they're fixing things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the good news is that CBS really does watch. So I don't want anybody to think that's actually a good thing. It's actually a good thing.
Yep.
Terry, if you look in the chat room, there's a picture of you golfing.
Oh yeah, no, I don't golf like that. And what an idiot! What an idiot!
I love the second picture. Like she's stunned.
Oh, jeez, what a fool.
Yeah. That is.
Oh, Marvin. I love you very much.
I think that is the mother of all bruises, though.
I don't know. I had one like that on my thigh once. But that was from a.
No. Let us all just make our own story.
I was working in the jail.
Even better.
Oh, the jackass on PCP kicked me. What do you want?
Ooh.
Yeah. Wasn't pretty.
I watch Cops. I know what PCP does.
What else, Mikey? Does it catch you?
Some book news.
Book news.
Yes!
Let's see. Let's begin with David Mack.
Yes.
David Mack.
This is a Facebook
Doing the
link,
Ed
so you may
McMahon.
need to log into Facebook in order to see it. But he got his copies of Star Trek Seekers number 3. Long shot. So
very pretty.
Yeah, he was showing off his new goods, so to speak. So yeah, definitely got to check those out. It's a book I can't wait to get my hands on. It's pretty.
It is pretty. And did you see, I know that I'm probably cutting you off again, but did you see that Eric Stillwell, the gentleman who wrote yesterday's Enterprise, looks like he's pretty much beat our asses in Dayton's unofficial contest of...
Yeah, I call foul. I'm calling foul.
Huh? I missed something. What's wrong?
There was just a little something in the background, Mike, of where Dayton's book is traveling. It may have been the Eiffel Tower.
It's kind of the Eiffel Tower and the rest of Paris. He's taking it all around Paris and getting these amazing photos of Armageddon Arrow.
I've never wanted to deploy more than I do right now.
Interesting. So does any portion of Armageddon's Arrow actually take place in Paris? See, now that would be cool. I'm just saying.
At least I had from History Shadow.
If you're going to do it, make sure it's relevant to the story. Come on.
See, I had from History Shadow at a historical site.
See, that works.
You know what you need to do, Terry? Go down to Roswell with From History Shadow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this weekend would have been the weekend to do it because it was the UFO festival down there this weekend. Every July 4th, right?
Is it real?
So, July 3rd. It's the alien encounter was supposedly on July 3rd.
Oh, it was? What do you mean supposedly?
Okay, so the town of Roswell turns into the big UFO festival every July 4th weekend.
And
it's a 3-day thing.
So normal.
Oh, no, they're not. I love them to death, though. But the pictures I have seen, I've yet to go to one, but the pictures I have seen, downtown Roswell has those old-fashioned streetlights, the pillar ones, right? So they're a single pillar with the bulb at the top. They're not the ones that arc over like the modern ones, right? They take the glass top off of the posts every year and replace them with green alien heads.
That's awesome.
Right on.
They so embrace who they are there.
And their motto, just in case anybody wants to know, is a huge their town logo is a disc, right? A UFO disc. And in the words of there are 2 words in the disc that just say "Visitors Welcome." It's brilliant. They have a brilliant marketing campaign. That is how you market a town. Gotta love Roswell.
Right on.
Definitely. I think gotta take the book there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree. Some more.
Stillwell.
Now, again, if there was a scene that was relevant to Paris, all the better. It's just that would just make it more epic. But lucky bastard.
Anybody can go to Paris.
I do have one more, but it crosses over into convention news.
Okay, go for it. Shall we just start right off the bat with a Las Vegas update?
Are we still talking Vegas, right?
We are.
Talking about Vegas.
Yes. You're coming to Vegas, right? Star Trek Las Vegas may take place every August, but on this show...
This is where we hang out the rest of the year.
Exactly.
The crew has been fatigued now from so many months in space, and they need to take a break. The landing party has been down to check out the terrain while the crew gets ready to play. They say there's only plant life living on this lovely rock, but a rodent appears wearing a vest.
All right, so also a Facebook link, so make sure to log in to check it out. But this is from Robert Greenberger. Crazy 8 Press is working with Shore Leave on something new this year. Crazy 8 team, Robert Greenberger, Aaron Rosenberg, Peter David, Russ Colchamiro, excuse me if I'm butchering his name, Michael Jen Friedman, Glenn Howman, have developed a series of 5 short 1-hour writing workshops aimed specifically at teenage aspiring writers. These will be scheduled throughout the convention weekend. Any teen attending all of them will receive a certificate and the chance to get a story professionally critiqued by these authors. These workshops are open to all teens 12 to 19 years of age. Plot will be Robert Greenberger. Character is Russ Colchamiro, Glenn Howman, Peter David. Dialogue is Russ Colchamiro and Peter David.
Go with Russ.
Russ. Craft of writing is Aaron Rosenberg and Michael Jan Friedman. Research and world building will be Robert Greenberger, Aaron Rosenberg, and Glenn Howman.
I would love to have Bob Green. And Bob Greenberger is one of the nicest guys. Like, he is just a total sweetheart of a human being. I mean, they all are. Peter David is Peter David. And just, if you're a fan of our show and you don't know who Peter David is, okay, pause the show, go look him up. Go Google it. Go say, holy fuck nuts, and then come back.
Right. I'm so surprised that he's got new books out. I think that's great. The new Frontier books.
New Frontiers, yeah.
It's a trilogy of ebooks, isn't it?
Terry, is that true what you just wrote about Trinity Site?
Yeah, you can go there once per year, but you're only allowed to be there for 15 minutes. They give you the little thing on the little radioactivity thing.
Wow.
And everyone gets one.
Well, how is that possible, but yet they rebuilt Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Because Hiroshima and Nagasaki were above, it was where they exploded.
Above
the altitude of where they exploded. Yeah.
Okay.
And the Trinity site, it was a below ground explosion.
Oh, okay.
So
that's pretty cool, actually. Then I mean, it's not, but it is.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. There are people who do that, who make the pilgrimage to the Trinity site. Not once a year. I don't know. It's like a lifetime thing where you just like I got there and you can. It's just weird. They open again. It's down at White Sands, right? And you can't get in there except for one day a year. I want to say it's July 16th, but I have to look it up. But they have, you're allowed in there.
It's on the installation. It's on the military installation.
Yes. So they open it up to the public and you can go in there, but you're only allowed to be there for 15 minutes and then they kind of roll people through on a 15-minute basis. But they do give you the little the radioactivity device on your shirt so you can monitor the exposure.
Oh, I forgot one.
Yeah.
Real quick, Star Trek Renegade, their premiere date has been announced. August 1st at the Crest Theater in Los Angeles.
In LA, that's right.
$20 donation will get you in. And they have 325 seats available, so hurry and get yours, or you may miss out.
In a bit of Star Trek related topic, yesterday, July 4th, was the Sci-Fi Twilight Zone Marathon.
Yes, Alan was watching a few of them.
And, one of my all-time favorites I caught, luckily, the Odyssey of Flight 33.
That's the one Alan watched last night.
I love that episode. But, Trinity Site, you know what it always reminds me of? Because I tweeted that Odyssey of Flight 33. Every time I get on a plane, I think about that episode. But you know what I always think of with Trinity Site? Remember the Amazing Colossal Man?
Yes.
Like in 1950s, and then he grows and grows, and he goes to Vegas and tears down the famous cowboy, and he's all giant and everything. That movie really affected me as a kid.
How funny.
Because I didn't want to be bald. Ironic!
That is ironic. That's pretty funny. Well, let's talk a little bit about Star Trek Las Vegas, because there's some news that came out about this.
Marv wants to smoke the grass at Trinity Site.
We'll see. Okay.
We'll see.
So here, big news that came out of the STLV coming up, of course, in 30 some odd days. 30 how many days?
Scroll up.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. Scroll up. Star Trek Las Vegas.
4 days.
4 weeks.
1 hour. 30 minutes.
Woohoo!
Shore leave in 4 weeks. 5 days.
32 days. Yeah. So, shore leave starts the day after STLV does. For us, it starts on Wednesday. So, okay. Big news about the costume contest rule changes. Have you guys heard about this? I know Mike has.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So So there is new rules for the costume contest at STLV. This is kind of a big deal. I'm curious as to how it will work out. You have to be prejudged before you go into the theater now. And you have to apply to attend the contest or to be in advance. So your deadline for submissions is July 31st. So you have to enter. You have to fill out your submission, and when you get there, you have to be prejudged on Saturday before the contest starts, because somebody somewhere is going to decide whether or not you're an amateur, an intermediate, or a pro. Am I getting that right?
Yeah.
So what would Eric fall under?
He's got to be a pro.
I guess.
Apparently, if you won multiple awards, you're considered a pro.
Okay, yeah, he'd be a pro.
If you've won one award at other conventions,
you could be an intermediate.
You could be an intermediate.
Ooh, Adrian, you're an intermediate.
Won an award.
But that's not just but I'm reading it and I'm like, but that's not the only definition. That's like if there's like a wiggle room in both of those. It's if you have or may have won multiple awards. I mean, let's face it, there's not going to be a lot of people who have won multiple awards at cons for their costume. So there might be 2 or 3 people, so they're only going to have a professional division of 2 or 3 people? That makes no sense. What's their definition of a professional? What's their definition of an intermediate? And who's making that decision?
Say this, but is this because of people like Eric who are always placing near the top in Vegas, so they want to kind of spread it out some?
Well, I'm sure that's part of it, and there's a lot of people. Even Jen Ucelis, our lovely Klingon warrior, has even said, "Well, this is normal. This is what most other cons
it
do."
Is.
However, this isn't like most other cons. This I don't know.
Maybe they're doing this in preparation for the 50th.
I'm sure that they are, and I'm hoping that they deal with the inevitable backlash they're going to get.
I'm not so sure
when this happens.
Will be one.
Did you see who the judges are?
I know 2 of them are going to be Joan Collins and Terry Farrell.
Isn't that like totally cool?
I got an outfit for Terry Farrell.
But it is being...
Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Casey, I'm going to beat you. Go outside.
Hey. Oh, Casey.
Go.
Why, what's he doing?
He was eating his sister's food. Good boy. Okay.
He's a sneaky one, that one.
Well, she doesn't eat her damn food either. It's just... Okay. But it is being sponsored by Anovos. So they're actually getting, co-sponsorships now for some of these things, which, creation.
So the lovely Janice says maybe this is to help reduce the amount of time it takes with the costume contest.
There's a lot of advantages to this. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
I just know this group of people, and there's going to be people going, why was I put in pro? I've never won anything. This is the first time. What if they're just really good at making a costume, and yet they've never done a costume before? Are they going to be put in intermediate, or are they going to be the beginner? Who makes that determination?
Yeah, they could have been a seamstress. That could have been their career, and all of a sudden now they're going full on cosplay, and it's like... They're obviously professional level, but they've never participated.
Thank you, and that's my thing. Is like, who's going to make that determination, and will they be happy with the division they get thrown into?
When Senth and Moogie did from Cat's Paw, that was very professional looking.
Right, but have they done the costume contest? Have they ever won one before? I don't think so.
What's to keep somebody from lying?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm not. I just don't have a lot of faith in how the process will work, and I have a feeling that they're going to take some heat. I just do. All right, so that was the big. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, well, I just hope that people don't show up on at the con thinking, okay, I'm going to participate in the costume contest without realizing that this change has been going on. This change has been made.
That's on them. If you're going to join the contest, you need to read it before you get there.
Well, that's part of the reason I really wanted to bring it up to everybody's attention is we need to get this out onto Facebook. We need to get this out because not everybody follows. Facebook? I did. We need to put it on our page on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it just sounds like my mom. Did you put that on the Facebook? Okay.
Oh, I did. Did I say the? I apologize. I didn't mean
No,
to.
I'm laughing because
No,
put it on Facebook. All the kids will see it. Don't worry about it.
So now they're saying there's 102 people, guests that are coming. So I'm jumping into the site right now to find out who the heck was added as a guest. So let's find out. Oh, Paula Block and Terry Erdman. Yay!
All right, on. We're going to have some Star Trek
we love them very much. Yes, Paula Block and Terry Erdman, the authors of many Star Trek titles. So yay. Including their upcoming book about the fashion of Star Trek. I'm really excited about that one.
They were such a good interview.
I wonder if that's why they're getting there. Not because they're Star Trek writers, but because they're of the fashion angle.
Well, that's part of it, but also they're locals, and two, they have a so far, right? The new fashion book that's coming out is it's not, I hate to say it, it's not Pocket. Pocket's not doing this book, right?
True.
So maybe they are being brought in with StarTrek.com as part of the licensed books that have come out in the past, not unlike that Larry Nemechek's the Star Charts and things like that.
Looks like they'll be doing a panel on book publishing, so that's cool.
That's awesome. So maybe Creation's finally starting to ease up on the author stuff.
I hope so.
We want to see more stuff about the books.
I mean, there's stories there's Star Trek stories that have been being told, for the longest time, when there's been nothing new on television, and even when the films weren't even, being worked on, this was still Trek stories we're getting. So I hope this is a new precedent for them.
Okay, let's talk about games. We only have to, oh my god, see, I told you it was a big week.
I want to play Star Trek Online.
Engineering here. Warp engines are online.
Course laid in, Captain.
Engage.
Your ship.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Your crew.
Move out.
Your destiny.
All right, Star Trek Armada is up and running. Not Armada, Alien Domain. Star Trek Alien Domain. Have you been playing it at all, Mike? You said that you thought you were in beta.
I have not had a chance to go back in.
Okay.
So I have not checked it out much.
It's a browser-based game that you can play for free, and it offers a whole bunch of different things. It's like it's an RTS. It's a real-time strategy game, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's not an MMO or anything. It's a strategy game. It's more like kind of like Star Trek Risk, right? You have to take over certain. It's kind of or should I say?
I had a game like that on my old PS3.
Yeah.
The game the little bit that I had played was so hands off. I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I'll have to give it a better shot. But I mean, we were just sitting there basically watching all the action happen. We weren't telling it to do anything. We just told it, go here. And then once we were there, the battle unfolded. And it was like, okay. And I just watch and wait until it's done. And if I survive, I get to move into a new area. I don't know. It just seemed... I wasn't very thrilled, but I am going to give it a little bit more of a chance. The problem for me, one of the big problems was I couldn't open it on my cell phone. It is browser based, but it was being very picky about what browsers you get to use.
Okay.
So that was kind of a disappointment.
And finally, let's talk a little bit about Star Trek Online. So yay, some news came out this week, and some pretty big news. Season 10.5 not only will have another featured episode featuring Aaron Eisenberg. Did I read that correct? Do you believe it does? The next featured episode with Aaron Eisenberg comes out. So yay for more Nog. I'm loving that. It does, however, carry with it a huge new thing for fleets. There's an entirely new system being put into the game called the Armada system. It will allow and actually require fleets to ally with one another. And there's a reason why this system's being put into place. And it's actually a really cool thing. I know that there's some concerns about how it will all work.
Conquest.
But
Sorry, Star Trek Conquest was the game I was thinking of that I used to play, where it was like Risk, where you had the Federation, the Romulans, the Klingons, the Cardassians, the Breen, and the Dominion.
Okay.
And you moved in, you tried to take over, and it was like Risk, and I played it on my PS.
Oh, that's cool. Well, kind of back to the Armada system in Star Trek Online. One of the biggest complaints about Star Trek Online's fleet system has been that smaller fleets have a very difficult time. Well, it's kind of both. Small fleets have a difficult time growing their fleet star bases and spires and dilithium mines, all of that, because they just don't have enough people to donate fleet marks. And the enormous amount of fleet marks that are required. What was that, Mike?
Well, it's not just fleet marks; it's all the resources required.
All the resources.
Whether it's
just huge, right? Yeah. Or even duty officers. Tons and tons of duty officers are required. I said duty. And the other side of it is, if you've got a very big fleet, your big fleet competes too heavily for donation, so people they kind of get shut out of being able to donate their stuff because they fill up too fast.
Because people like Woody wait until the very moment where it opens up, and then they dump everything in, and nobody else can get in. Woody.
Well, and here's our fleet. Our fleet's done, right?
And that's part of the time zone difference thing too. So, like for Woody, it would open up in the middle of the day where he could do it. Where people in the United States or Europe are asleep.
Right. And Caspian now is a Tier 5. Caspian Rising is a Tier 5 fleet. We've already built everything. We've maxed out everything, and now people are gaining fleet marks and fleet marks and fleet marks, and we have nothing to donate them to. Well, the new Armada system is going to allow smaller fleets to ally with larger fleets, so it gives them the opportunity to access the large fleets' resources, and it allows the larger fleets to access the smaller fleets' resources, so they can work together to not just donate, but to retrieve information as well. But there's a lot more to it. I mean, this is a pretty big thing. So the new Armada system's coming out in season 10.5, which is probably right after the summer event, don't you think, Mike? Probably the end of July?
I would probably guess so, but I don't think there's been any firm dates even into that.
Right. It might be.
The fact that you had mentioned that with it there's going to be a new Nog episode, is that what I heard you say earlier?
That's what I understood. It says here somebody had posted
the new Nog episode. If they're keeping to their schedule, should be next week or the week after. But I think it's going to be next week.
Ooh.
The next featured episode, if they stick to their schedule. So if it's coming out with
then maybe 10.5 is coming out next week.
10.5, it's going to be out very, very soon either way.
Wow. Well, this is what the news announcement said. Fleet leaders have long been asking for improvements to STO's fleet system. We've listened, and the new Armada system will go live in a future update is intended to help larger fleets organize. Oh, by the way, there's another whole thing with this when it comes to being a fleet leader, which is really cool, as well as giving an option for smaller fleets who want to band together and help one another out. Here's how it works. Fleets will soon be able to join together to form vast armadas to share resources and speed up the construction of fleet holdings. Armadas are composed of a top-level fleet called the Alpha Fleet, which can invite up to 3 other fleets to become subordinate beta fleets. These beta fleets can additionally each invite 3 other fleets to become their subordinate gamma fleet, allowing for a maximum armada size of 13 fleets. All fleets in an armada share a new Armada chat channel and can contribute resources to the fleet projects of any other fleet in the Armada. Fleets will be able to control which projects other fleets are allowed to donate to, and will be able to control both what resources their fleet members can donate to other fleets and what resources other fleets can donate to them. So it's not like you lose control. If you want, let's face it, your first priority is going to be your own fleet members. So you're not going to allow outside fleet members to donate something that you believe that your fleet members will have more need to do. All fleets in in an armada will receive bonuses that increase based on the total fleet level of all the fleets in the armada. These bonuses may include dilithium discounts for fleet projects or skill bonus points, or bonus skill points. These rewards also vary based on a fleet's position within the armada, with fleet alpha fleets receiving higher skill points bonus than beta or gamma fleets, and gamma fleets receiving higher dilithium discount than alpha and beta fleets, which is fair. One of the things that was interesting was, additionally, we've added a few new features that should make managing a fleet a little bit easier. In the fleet roster window, the status column has two new options: the join date and the rank changed date. This will make it easier to see how long someone's been in the fleet, when they were last promoted or demoted, and there's a new / command, / export guild member list, which can be used to generate an Excel CSV file with all of the current information about the fleet and its members. We hope that features like this prove useful to fleet leaders and officers alike, especially those that are managing larger fleets. I think that's fantastic. It's going to take, I think there's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of information that needs to shake out. Will brought up a great point this week within Caspian Rising, and that is, now that we have this information, we have to start reaching out to potential fleets now. Mm-hmm. We have to start talking to other fleets. I think this is good for the social aspect of the game as well.
Well, from the way that I understand it, if Caspian is going to be, say, a top-level fleet, we only get to choose the 3 below us.
Correct.
And that's where our direct influence stops.
Correct.
So,
but one of the things that, we were kind of talking about was we would really like to be able to reach out to the other fleets that helped us rebuild after our destruction. The problem is that, a lot of those fleets are also top-level fleets as well. Stonewall, Jupiter.
Yeah, and they're all big fleets.
They're all big fleets. So I can imagine that we wouldn't necessarily ally ourselves with other large fleets.
It would be defeating the
It would be defeating the purpose. So we're going to have to, I really want us to reach out to like SRG, right? That one of the other small fleets that we allied with when we were destroyed, and getting kind of back out to that, reaching out to the and saying thank you. And realign ourselves with those people who really helped us out. So I think that's a really good idea for us as Caspian. But the fact is that the ones that we had a really close relationship are also other large fleets. So if you're in a small fleet and you want to ally with Caspian Rising, please send us a note.
Well, one of my concerns is, okay, so if we only have direct influence over the 3 directly below us, and there can be potentially 10 other fleets below us that we don't have influence over, meaning that we don't.
Or 9, right.
Well, it was a total of 13. Oh,
right.
Okay.
You're
so,
1.
Yeah, 1, and then 3 below us, so that's 4. So 9 other fleets. So what if one of the fleets that we've aligned with, or one of their subordinates, brought in a fleet that is hostile, or that just rubs us the wrong way? So what recourse do we have? Do we
but according to this,
our subordinate, or I mean,
no. According to this, remember, is like it says the alpha fleet can only invite or kick the beta fleets directly under it. So if a beta fleet below us invites somebody that we don't like, and not the least of which is we can also control donations from and to. Remember, and so we can refuse to take stuff from that fleet, and we can say, you don't have access to our stuff, but we can also kick one of the beta fleets, right? So if the beta fleet does something that we think is out, we just kick them.
But what I'm referring to is say a gamma fleet, someone that isn't our direct beta.
Right, but they can't access us without us telling them that they have access.
Okay.
and that's what they were saying here, is that's why I was like, right. All fleets in an armada share a new armada chat channel and can contribute resources to the fleet projects of any other fleet in the armada. However, fleets will be able to control which projects other fleets are allowed to donate to, and will be able to control both what resources their fleet members can donate to other fleets and what resources other fleets can donate to them. So our fleet leaders will be able to say, we don't know you very well, Gamma Fleet. You're not going to have a whole lot of access. It's not like they're going to have access to our fleet bank, but they'll have access to donate to our projects. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. It's still imperfect. It's still imperfect because there's still some issues that I can see arising where it's not really. It may not become to an issue of contributing to resources or even, you know, I'm thinking, what if the issue is more personnel based? You know, what recourse do we really have? If
the ability to kick the beta fleet that brought them in. Yeah, you lose the other two Gamma fleets too.
The beta fleets is someone that we really like, and all of the other fleets that they have as beta fleets to subordinate to them are fine, except for the one. Now we can probably ask them or pressure them to kick out the one, but is that right as well? I don't know. It just seems like it's still an imperfect system, but it is a better system than what we have.
Right. I guess personnel-wise, it's not like you are forced to run missions with the Gamma fleets. It's not like you're forced to. This is merely about project resource sharing. So,
yeah, but there's also the Armada chat. So there is going to be cross communication.
Yes, which you definitely need.
Yeah, but at the same time, which also can be abused.
Yeah, you just turn. You know me. I don't participate in zone chat anymore anyway.
I don't even look at most of the time.
It is a cesspool, isn't it? I miss when Star Trek Online used to be just fun in the chat rooms and stuff, but you know, all those jackasses came in. Whatever. Okay, go for it.
All right, Thomas, the Cryptic Cat has done it again.
Yes, he has.
He has released all of his Star Trek Online patches to his DeviantArt account. So check them out if you like them.
They're beautimous.
Share them.
They're so cool. All the patches are very cool. Look at those. They're so pretty. And he also, we already said a couple of weeks ago, I think, he's also released the recruiting posters.
Yes.
For the Iconian War, which I love very much. And finally, this week is, don't forget, Time in a Bottle, the most recent Nog episode. The week 3 reward has been put into place. So if you play it, you can get the week 3 reward. I missed out on week 2. I missed it by a day, and so I lost out on a specialization point. Oh well.
I finished another specialization.
Oh, you did? What'd you
do? Command is now done.
Congrats.
So I've got Pilot or the second half of Pilot and Commando to figure out which one I'm going to do next.
Well, like I said, Beth is finished on Commando, and she's now about a third of the way through on Pilot.
Right on.
Very cool. Kicks ass on Ground, which I can tell you right now really helps with Time in a Bottle.
Right on. We have some mail.
Listener mail. Listener mail.
Yay.
Yeah, that's too long.
What is the mail?
Well, I was referring to a voicemail that we received.
Oh,
okay.
I was just getting that ready. Here it is.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not either. Do you have Winamp in?
Yes, it's open. But see, this is what happens when when I'm unprepared in the morning.
Stonewall Fleet, Star Trek Online's premier gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and straight ally fleet, is hosting their 6th annual Pride Weekend on July 11th and 12th. We'd like to invite you, your fleet, and friends to join us for our many fun events, the opportunity to win prizes, and to celebrate in honor of the festivities. Check out stonewallfleet.com/pride for more information.
Yay, Stonewall! I love the Stonewall Fleet Pride Festival. That's going to be fun. So check it out. You head over to stonewallfleet.com. Isn't it stonewallfleet.com/pride? And join us in game, because that's going to be a blast. They got a lot of things going. A lot of different events going. I think that's very cool.
Right on.
Always loved the Stonewall Fleet buds. They were one of the first fleets I ever joined.
Cool.
Yeah, loved them much.
Christopher, I haven't read it yet. I woke up completely late, so I have no idea what's in it. So
what do you expect from you? Yeah, Christopher 13 does tend to write long emails, but seeing as though you woke up Christopher 13 and you felt like maybe it was one you didn't want to write, let us read it first and we'll edit, and then we'll discuss it next week.
Terry, check out that cosplay I just put in.
I just saw it. It's beautiful.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Miss Marvel. And speaking of and just to finish off, just because I can touch on it now, did you guys see the promo poster for Agent Carter Season 2?
No.
Okay.
The one with the secret hidden message in the background?
The Agent Carter Season 2 images, because it's very cool. Come on, somebody find it for me. It's awesome poster. There it is. It's a beautiful poster which seizes the whole goddamn. You know, it's so funny is that you can go to an article that says so stupid, and then they didn't put the poster in the article. So Season 2 poster teases glamour and grit of Los Angeles, and then they don't put the poster in there. So the good news is Agent Carter is moving to Hollywood, so they're going to take advantage of the film noir aspect of the post-World War II Los Angeles. I'm happy about that. That's great. So they're going to be taking place in Los Angeles, which is great. So yeah. And I saw a very interesting tweet by Jeffrey Thorne, one of our favorite authors, this week, where he said yesterday they were doing a Marvel kind of watch. They were watching Captain America. And
I think Matthew Anderson just put it in.
Okay. Captain America in Season 1 of Agent Carter. But they were watching them in black and white. They turn off the color on their television. Because he says, in my house, if it's anything that happens in the 40s, we watch in black and white. That's kind of fun.
Right on.
Let me see, Matthew. Yeah, that's the one. So it takes place in Los
Angeles?
Los Angeles.
Hollywoodland.
Hollywoodland. That's what it used to say.
Yep.
So, any other announcements, my dear?
Contests are still going on.
Nobody wants to play.
I still haven't written up the rules for
the karaoke.
But I definitely need to do that this week.
And I'm just going to bring Star Trek Takedown to Las Vegas, and I'll give it to somebody there who I like. That's all there is to it.
Right on. And then, of course, if you're going to conventions, since it is convention season, don't forget to try to get a celebrity to say that they never listened to the GNT show. And you can win something from Nick. Yep.
And I have one quick real announcement for, I'm going to bring it up on Twitter. We need to say congratulations to our good friend Chase Masterson, who has been selected. Let's see if I can. She has been asked to serve on the advisory board of the United Nations Association. Pumped to be working with UNA San Diego, she said. So it's great news. She's always had a very tight connection with the United Nations, but it's nice to see that she's working on the advisory board of the San Diego chapter now. So we love you, Chase. All right. That kind of does it for this week. Got anything else? Nick, you gorgeous man, you?
No.
Okay. Mike?
I think I'm good.
Cool. Well, next week, Mike doesn't know this yet, but next week...
No, Mike was sleeping.
Yeah, Mike was sleeping. The next week, there will be no show. Next week, the reason why is because our next show is episode 200, and we don't want to be missing Nick. Nick is going to be doing shooty time for our government once more, and he will not be able to attend next week's show, so we've decided to postpone it so he can be with us for episode 200. So we will catch you the week after that.
So, Mike, don't wake up and freak out next week.
Yeah, you're fine. You can sleep in next week.
Okay.
Are you all right?
Okay.
Well, Mike, if you want to do episode 200 without me, go ahead.
No, that wouldn't be right.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of had no choice with this. He goes, I have shooting time next week. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to be here. I'm going to be out of state, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So catch us in 2 weeks for episode 200, and until then, live long and prosper.
Joel on true.
Bitches.
Music for the G&T show is provided by Warp 11, Andrew Allen, Grethor, and 5 Year Mission. This has been a Busy Little Beaver production.
Gonna take a 5-year tour. Boldly go where no man's gone before. Gonna travel to the end and make new friends. Move ahead, walk back to 10. Put a mini skirt on my yo man. Represent the human race. And we make space a happy place. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G travel to new worlds. Beam on down and meet some green girls. Gonna see what we can see. A fancy free galaxy. To boldly go where no man's gone before. I think I sang that line once before, but I'm not too sure. We'll be so happy, can't you see? A zero-G community. Come and take a tour with me. There'll be no cons or Kobe.